This episode could be a very short, a single sentence. Time is a great catalyst for the art that separates great and immortal art from the others. But I need to explain more. The term masterpiece is often used to describe works of art that suppress ordinary standards and stand the test of time. But what truly makes a masterpiece? Is it the skill and technique of an artist, or what the artwork makes us feel? Well, the answer lies in a delicate balance of both. If you observe any period in art history, whatever you choose, there will be an artist or a group of artists that are known today and hold dear for this or that reason. Van Gogh, Gauguin, or Cézanne, nowadays very known, but in their lifetimes not so much. In the same time when they created, there was a painter, worshipped by his contemporary audience, and he made money, lots of money. His painting was bought by Napoleon III, the Emperor of France. The artist is very much unknown today, and if you study history of art, you will stumble upon his name. The artist in question was Alexandre Cabanel. I cannot pronounce French words. He painted historical, classical, and religious subjects in so-called the academic style, a style that held classical ideals, outdated even in his own time. Anyway, let me explain what is a masterpiece and why it is called that way. Whatever we talk about, a painting, a sculpture, a film, what we call a masterpiece is an artwork that is exceptional and widely acclaimed in some way. In 1300 medieval France, of course it was in France, artisans would make their main work, a work that proved their competence in the eyes of a guild. And if the guild liked it, the artisan would become an apprentice. The work didn't have to be exceptional. That came in Italy in 1500s, in the time of Renaissance, when guilds started to demand excellence. The pressure was not to show only quality, but extraordinary quality. In the same time, the term masterpiece became intertwined with the divine. God's masterpiece was a man. A man needed to make a masterpiece to worship God. Women were not allowed to be artists. One of my future episodes will be about women and art. Gradually, the concept of a masterpiece evolved into the best creation of its maker. Magnum opus, the Latin term for great work, entered vocabularies of languages in late 1700s. The first art historian in the world, Giorgio Vasari, wrote a book called The Lives of the Most Excellent Painters, Sculptors and Architects, a biography of Italian Renaissance artists. He was employed by Medici family in Italy. Vasari gave us a blueprint how to write art history, and his influence on the field of art history persisted well into the 1900s. He is to blame to call the period between ancient Rome and his era as the Dark Ages. According to him, no art was made in almost 1,000 years. He was a bit biased towards some artists that he liked, such as Raphael or Leonardo da Vinci. A masterpiece is not just a skillful created creation. A masterpiece is a piece of art that goes beyond its original form, culture, and time. It connects people from different backgrounds and generations. It speaks a language that everyone can understand and feel, making it immortal and cherished by people for a long time. Polykleitos, an ancient Greek sculptor, made a statue of a man that holds a spear. Its proportions are so perfect that until 1800s it was a standard for how to make a sculpture. Every masterpiece inspires both artists and the lovers of art. It represents the best, but it is separated from everything but something unique. Let's talk about Mona Lisa. Why is it a masterpiece? It is obvious when you see it, but when you compare it from other works of art from the same time, you can actually see it how much it sticks out. It has some kind of a mystery, especially her smile. Literature has its own share of masterpieces that have left their mark on the world. William Shakespeare's Hamlet explores the complexity of human psyche, mortality, and existentialism. Or Epic of Gilgamesh. Or Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, one of my favorites. There is one more novel that I admire that is a masterpiece in literature, but I'm afraid to say it in English. It is really hard to pronounce. The novel is Something Heights by Emily Bronte. I don't dare to say it. I will make an episode about each of those, and many more. Stay tuned. In music, there is a Ninth Symphony by Ludwig van Beethoven. Everyone heard it at least once. It's a symphonic marvel that celebrates the human spirit and brotherhood. The famous Ode to Joy chorus ignites a sense of unity that is beyond language and cultural barriers. It is indeed immortal. In the realm of cinema, masterpieces, the visually stunning films are plentiful. One such example is Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, a historical film that explores honor, sacrifice, and the human condition in general. It continues to influence generations of filmmakers. Audience all over the world still watches the film. It doesn't matter who is enjoying the masterpieces, they all transcend geography, languages, and social boundaries. I will argue that art indeed brings us together. However, those artworks that were praised as masterpieces in their own time faded away. Those that were rejected now are celebrated. What that tells you about humans? Of course, there are artworks that were considered masterpieces since the day their creator presented them to the world. But they are rarities. No one decides on what is a masterpiece. When I hear about the film or a novel that everyone praises all the time, I leave it at least 1 year. And then I read the novel or watch that film. If people after a year, just a year, are still talking about the same novel and same film, there is something to it. And if they're still talking about it after a decade, then I know it's worth my time. I don't know what else to say in this episode. I want to thank you for joining and listening. I hope I inspired you. I hope you learned something.